It took me years to learn the tips that I'm going to tell you in this video. Today I'm going to give them to you all in once so that you can start find a host for your trips right away. First thing first, this is already an advanced video for couchsurfers. If you're just starting out with couchsurfing, you may want to watch another video first that I made specifically for newbies like you, where I explain where to get started from scratch. You can find it in the cards in the upper right corner or in the description below the video. If you want to couchsurf in your next trip, make sure to open your ears and listen carefully till the end of this video, because I'm about to give you the complete recipe to find a local who will host you in his or her house during your next trip. Let's begin with your requirements. First, make sure that your profile is eloquent. And by eloquent, I mean that it says a lot about you, like a lot of information about you as a person, as a traveler, everything. The more, the better. And I'm talking about both the description, like the text, and the pictures. And the more the better is true, because often the hosts have many requests, so they don't really have the time to go and read your entire profile or look at all your pictures on the profile, but they will look at how long it is and how much you write, because what they want to know is that you put the time and the effort to write a complete profile. Second, make sure to have some references. It is very hard to get hosted if you don't have any reference on the profile yet. It's not impossible, don't get me wrong, you can do it, but it's very difficult. Now, there are 3 categories of profiles in every couchsurfing profile. The first category is from the hosts. So if you have been a surfer, the people who hosted you will leave you a reference. And that is gonna go into this first category, which is the most precious one, probably. Because the most difficult thing to do on couchsurfing is to get hosted by someone. The second category is the references by hosts. Sorry, the references by surfers. So if you have been a host for someone, if you have had guests at your house, the guests will leave you a reference, and this will go into this category. This is also a precious one because it shows that you hosted someone, that you have made the effort, and also the people that write the reference have spent with you more than 1 day, so these are also precious references, so to say. The third one is the personal reference category, and here go all the references that people who just met you write to you. So these are the least precious one, but the easiest to get, because usually you have references from people that you have met, maybe you have spent a day around the city with, or you have been partying with, or you have gone for a coffee with. So they met you, but just for a few hours, so that's why they are not so precious, not so valuable like the other 2 categories, but they still count. In fact, if you have 0 references on couchsurfing because you are just starting from scratch, and you hear me saying you make sure to have some references if you want to surf, well, this is not a contradiction. In order to get easy references on couchsurfing, what you can do is to get personal references. So you can just meet someone, another member of the community, and he or she will give you a personal reference. How do you do that? Well, it's very easy. The easiest way is probably with Hangouts. Hangouts is a feature in the app of couchsurfing, so you have to do it with your smartphone. How it works is, if you want to hang out with someone that day, you just switch on this feature and the GPS localization will be active in your phone for every other member of the community who is in the same area and who also activated this feature. So basically it shows all the people in the city you're in that are willing to hang out with someone in that precise moment. And you will see on your smartphone there will be other people making offers, like who wants to get a coffee with me, who wants to go to the museum with me, and stuff like that. You can do the same. You can post like, hey, I want to go take a walk on the river. Not on the river, along the river. Who wants to come with me and make me company and have chat? And everyone else in the chat is free to text you. Another way to meet other surfers and get personal references is to attend events. So on Couchsurfing, in every city, there are some Couchsurfing events that are organized. Usually they are organized by very active hosts in that place, but you can organize one event like this too. Why not? And it could be like a language cafe, a karaoke evening, pub crawl, I don't know, whatever event where people can just gather together and make new friends basically and get references. Another way you can meet other couch surfers is simply by looking for travelers in your city, looking for travelers either in your city when you are at home or in the city you are traveling to. So if you go to the Couchsurfing, well, I will show you. If you wanted to find events, you just go here and you type in the city you're going to, let's say London. What? London, UK. Okay, 183 events found near London, UK. And you can see, for example, the main cities have these Couchsurfing weekly meetings. So every week at the same day, same place, usually they meet. For example, in London, they do it on Tuesday, probably. And you can find everything. You can leave a comment, whatever you want. And you click join event if you want to attend, of course. If you want to meet other travelers in your city or in the city you are currently in, maybe you're traveling already, you just go here, click on find travelers, and then you type in, I don't know, Lisbon, Portugal, not USA, Portugal. Here you go. And here, of course, you can apply filters, put the dates on, and here you will have the list of the travelers who have, of course, made a public trip. So not all the travelers, when they do Couchsurfing, they public their trips, but who does, it will show in this page. So, for example, here you have Maria from Ukraine. You see she's visiting Lisbon for 2 nights and Porto for 1 night. And she has a text here. Make sure to read the text, please, because sometimes when I do these public trips, hosts offer to host me and they haven't even read the text, so maybe I start to film for my vlogs and they don't know why I'm doing it. They find it weird, so please make sure to read these things. So as you can see, it's very easy to meet other people on Couchsurfing, and if you do so, you will get your first personal references. The more you get, the more chances you have to find a host when you try to Couchsurf. But now let's go on to the host's requirements, which means how to select the right host to send the request to. The next tips are very important, and it's the first time that I mention them in my channel, so even if you have already watched all the other videos that I did on Couchsurfing, you may want to pay attention to this. So when you look for a host, when you do the research on the Couchsurfing website, there are some filters that you can apply, and you have to apply them, because you see, the problem with Couchsurfing is that there are thousands, hundreds of thousands, probably millions of people registered on the website. But the problem is that the real active people are not so many, are like a very little percentage of the registered members. And if you go on the website, and you type in the city you want to go to, it shows you all the hosts, also the inactive ones. So you want to first thing apply the filter that I'm going to show you now, because otherwise you're just gonna waste your time sending a request that will not even get read. So again, you go to the menu and click on find hosts, of course. Let's say you want to go to Bergen, Norway. So for example, now you have 6,062 hosts in Bergen. Let's put the dates in. Let's say some random dates, I don't know. Search. Now see, they are already 6,005. Which means that some dozens of people have already hosts for those dates, or maybe they are not going to be available in those days, so they are eliminated. Now let's go to more filters, this button here, which is very important. Now I'm gonna tell you a super important filter. You have to use this, otherwise you're gonna just waste so much time. I started using this just last year, and don't do my own mistake, please. Now I am more expert and I'm giving you this tip. Please use this filter. Now you see you have all some other options that you can put in as you prefer. Somebody asked me if you can filter only people who are verified. Yes, you can. You click here, are verified. I'm not gonna do that. But the most important filter is this one, last login date. Last login date, guys. Please use this filter, because this way you're gonna cut off all the people that haven't logged in months or even years. And now I'm gonna show you. So usually I click either on the last 24 hours if I'm in a rush, if it's like 2 days from my next trip, I don't know, or in the last week. Let's try with in the last week. Search. So from 6,000 hosts that are registered in Bergen to 133 hosts. Ta-da! Let's try with, if you're in a rush, you want to click this one, active in the last 24 hours. And as you can see, 51 hosts in Bergen were active in the last 24 hours. This is very interesting because, as you can see, there are not so many hosts available for each city. But let's go on. Let's look at this list of hosts. Another thing you want to pay attention to, especially if you are in a rush, is this one. Look, in gray, very small, under the name of the host, it's written replies within. So this replies within is also another important thing to pay attention to. So for example, this host replies within a day, which is the fastest as it can go, but this other one replies within a week, which means that you may have to wait even a week to have a response. Other people are in the middle, like replies within 1-3 days, or takes longer than a week to reply. Replies within a day, within a week, so 1 to 3 days. So this is also another interesting feature. And then let's say that you want to go to Manon. When you go into the profile of the host, you will see another information, which is the response rate. For example, this host has a 100% response rate, and the last login was 3 hours ago. So if you are in a rush, if you have the urgency to get a host, you want to look for this kind of profiles, because she was online 3 hours ago. It means that probably, it's not sure, but probably she will be online. Maybe she has the app in a very visible place in her smartphone, so every time she gets a notification, she goes open the app. and you know that she answers to all the messages she receives, which is very, very good. Because usually, let's see, Stig. Well, Stig has 99%, which is also extremely high. Let's see, Petar, 98%. Okay, there are many hosts that have like 60% response rate. Okay, for example, Andre takes longer than a week to reply, so maybe, yeah, he has, for example, 57% response rate, and also his status is on maybe accepting guests and not just accepting guests, so if you're in a rush, you don't want to request him. Okay, now, when you found a host that has all the filters right, that you think you want to request him, another thing you have to do, very important, is to read the profile. You have to read the profile carefully, not just go through it without reading, because you want to understand if you have enough in common with this person. You need to understand if you are a good match. Because if it doesn't feel like that, then the couchsurfing experience is gonna be like okay, but it's gonna be more something like, okay, I got a free bed, rather than, oh my god, I got a new friend. And believe me, it's worth the effort for having the second kind of experience and not the first one. Also because the first one can be uncomfortable and can be awkward. So while you read the profile of the host, the question that you have to ask to yourself is, do you feel like you could be friend with this person? If the answer is yes, then let's go to the next step. The next and last step is, of course, writing the request. The request is, in my opinion, the most important step of all, because it's a direct letter from a person to a person. Ideally, you could write a hospitality request to any person in this world, right? Like without any platform, without any couchsurfing in the middle. Just ask for hospitality. And it goes without even saying, the request has to be personal. So if you are able in the request to give you an idea of the kind of person that you are, so that the host would be able to imagine how it would be to have you around his house for some days. If you're able to show him that you made the effort and you took the time to set up a good profile and write a personalized request, personalized request, if you're able to let him or her understand that you have some things in common and that you could eventually become friends, there's no reason why an active host wouldn't host you. Well, no intrinsic reasons at least, because sometimes hosts are going on trips themselves, or they are busy that period and they forget to change their status to not accepting guests, and then you waste your request. But this doesn't happen very often, at least if you're not in Germany. I'm not going to go deeper on the request because I have already made a video specifically on this topic, very complete, where I tell you step by step how to write the perfect couch request. This is my specialty on couchsurfing, so you really want to watch this video. You can find it either in the cards in the upper side of the video, or as always in the description below in the box. I also prepared a PDF cheat sheet for how to write the perfect couch request with the steps to follow that you can download for free. You'll find all the infos about that in the description of the other video. That's it for today. I have many other educational videos on couchsurfing to teach you how to use it better, how to be more successful at it. I put them all in a playlist. You find the link to the playlist in the description below if you want to have the full scenario of what's going on about couchsurfing in this channel. Plus, all my travel vlogs are about couchsurfing. I literally show you. I just took a 2-week trip in Northern Europe, jumping from city to city, from couch to couch. So if you want to check it out, I also leave the link of the playlist in the description below. I'm very happy that I made this video finally, because so many of you are texting me because thanks to my videos, they have decided to try Couchsurfing for the first time, so they are setting up their profiles and learning how to use it. And I feel like many of you needed these tips that I just gave you, so I'm really happy that finally this video is out. And as always, if you have further questions, any doubts left on Couchsurfing or whatever about traveling, just pop them in the comments below or send me an email, send me a DM on Instagram, whatever you want. I'm available, I'm here to help you. I wish all of you wonderful travel experiences. Bye!